This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
The time is 6:15 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Here is the news edited by Lakshman Fonseca and read by Tilani Pires. The President assured to introduce a new constitution and a new electoral system as promised to the people. The Prime Minister is to meet teachers and discuss salary anomalies. Sri Lanka Tourism has taken several strategic measures to promote tourism. A special function will be held to mark the International Coastal Cleanup Week at Temple Trees tomorrow. The State Minister Channa Jayasumana says people seem to be taking things for granted and enjoying amid the pandemic. And on international news, the Taiwan leader says that they will not bow down to Beijing pressure. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa assured to introduce a new constitution and a new electoral system as promised to the people. The President gave this assurance at a ceremony held at the Gajaba Regiment Headquarters, Saliyapura, Anuradhapura today to mark the 72nd anniversary of the Sri Lanka Army. He said the economy of the country had fallen due to the COVID-19 pandemic. He said Sri Lankan Triforces extended their fullest support to the health sector in carrying out the vaccination drive and the quarantine process in order to control the spread of COVID-19. President Rajapaksa also expressed his gratitude to everyone for their commitment in this regard. The ceremony to mark the 72nd anniversary was organized adhering to health guidelines. President Rajapaksa also said that corruption and fraud would not be tolerated and that all officials should work for the betterment of the public. After addressing the gathering, the President paid tribute to the statue of Major General Vijaya Vimalaratne at the Gajaba Regiment Headquarters and paid a courtesy call on the regiment headquarters. Army Commander General Shavendra Silva presented a memento to the President, marking his visit to the Gajaba Regiment Headquarters. Plans have been made to hold a discussion tomorrow between the Prime Minister and the teachers and principals' trade unions pertaining to teachers and principal salary anomalies. The Secretary to the Minister of Education, Professor Kapila Pereira, said one representative of each trade union has been informed to attend this discussion. Meanwhile, the Secretary of the Ceylon Teachers Union, Joseph Stalin, said he believes a solution will be provided to issues faced by teachers and principals during the discussion due to be held with the Prime Minister. Sri Lanka Tourism has taken several strategic measures to increase the number of tourists visiting Sri Lanka. Accordingly, the Minister of Tourism hopes to increase the number up by 100,000 by next month. Sri Lanka Tourism employs a synergistic strategy involving advertising, international public relations, digital marketing, events and sponsorship activities to further position the destination. Minister of Tourism said its aim is to draw 1.5 million tourists annually. Director General Sri Lanka Tourism Promotion Bureau, Dhammika Wijayasinghe, said due to the pandemic and travel restrictions, the ministry could not achieve the target and strategic plannings are underway to boost tourism soon. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Get a personal loan for your marriage, education or housing within 24 hours with People's Bank Digital Banking.
In order to mark the International Coastal Cleanup Week, a special function will be held at Temple Trees tomorrow. The function will be led by the Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa. The function will be telecast over the television channels. The week was started as a way to raise awareness about the growing pollution on various beaches of the world. The Marine Environment Protection Authority, MEPA, says population growth and capitalism are just two of the main factors that have led to severely high levels of pollution in the environment, particularly in the oceans that make up over 70% of our planet. Marine biologists said that for every mile of ocean, there are at least 46,000 pieces of plastic debris floating. Furthermore, as plastic does not decompose over a long period and only disintegrates, minute plastic particles are already showing up in our food and water. The minister Channaja Sumana says the people are seen gathering in large numbers in places of worship and such other places. He told the media that Sri Lanka is still not totally out of the pandemic. The state minister says people seem to be taking things for granted and enjoying themselves without realizing the imminent danger. He stressed the people are seen behaving as if the pandemic is over. The state minister requests people to help the health sector to help to combat COVID, so that everyone would be able to see a silver lining of the dark cloud formed by COVID-19 shortly. The Deputy Postmaster General Rajitha Ranasinghe says the Postal Department has now initiated novel approaches to increase its revenue. He says the department will not be able to make profits from telecommunications and telegrams as the communication technology is widespread all over the world. As a new initiative to generate income for the department, it has now introduced a facility to make a postal stamp with anyone's portrait as a souvenir, he added. That ends local news for now.
Get a personal loan for your marriage, education or housing within 24 hours with People's Bank Digital Banking. People's Bank Digital Banking, your ultimate convenience.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Vedha Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedha Mahatmya.
The State Minister Channaja Sumana says the people are seen gathering in large numbers in places of worship and such other places. He told the media that Sri Lanka is still not totally out of the pandemic. The State Minister says people seem to be taking things for granted and enjoying themselves without realizing the imminent danger. He stresses people are seen behaving as if the pandemic is over. The State Minister requests people to help the health sector to help to combat COVID so that everyone would be able to see a silver lining of the dark cloud formed by COVID-19 shortly. That was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedha Mahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
And now in Watch Light.
The rubber industry warned of a 15 to 20% drop in production this year. The fungal leaf disease is still spreading rapidly without prescribed fungicide to combat it or fertilizer to help trees recover amid an agrochemical import ban. The RRI was also experimenting with alternative fungicides to control the disease. The RRI Rubber Research Institute said they have found it difficult to apply a proper fungicide spraying mechanism as the trees are comparatively large. About 20,000 out of 107,000 hectares cultivated by larger farms and smallholders have been hit by the fungal leaf disease. The industry says long-term growth would be badly affected if the disease spreads to immature plants. That came to you in Watchlight.
World News.
World News headlines first. Taiwan leader says he will not bow to Beijing pressure. The WHO touches on health issues at takeaway services. Health experts say lack of physical activity and poor eating habits pose risks to human health due to the pandemic. Taiwan will not bow to pressure from China and will defend its democratic way of life, President Tsai Ing-wen has said in a defiant speech amid heightened tension over the island. She said, the more we achieve, the greater the pressure we face from China. Her speech on Taiwan's National Day came after China's President Xi Jinping vowed to fulfill reunification Taiwan considers itself a sovereign state, while China views it as a breakaway province. Beijing has not ruled out the possible use of force to achieve unification. China sent a record number of military jets into Taiwan's air defense zone in recent days. Some analysts said the flights could be seen as a warning to Taiwan's president ahead of Sunday's National Day. The WHO's European region has taken measures to keep an eye over the food safety on the takeaway food sector. At the virtual meeting organized by the WHO European Office for the Prevention and Control of Non-Communicable Diseases and Public Health England, they have found that takeaway food is gaining popularity and the largely unregulated market is growing rapidly without regulation. This could pose a threat to the consumer health, said experts. Although the focus of the debates was on nutritional content of the food sold, experts said the expanding takeaway sector brings increasing risks of food contamination, and this calls for enhanced attention on the management of food safety. The WHO said many countries highlighted a lack of quality data on takeaway food suppliers. It added regulating meal delivery is an obligation today. Health experts say lack of physical activity and poor eating habits pose risks to human health when people continue to spend time in their homes due to the pandemic. Research team at the Medipol Mega University Hospital in Istanbul say that people should keep in mind that a healthy and balanced diet will strengthen their immune system and protect them. They ask the public to consume meals at a table and not eat on the sofa, in the bedroom or at the computer, because people may consume more than they need without realizing how much they eat. The report also said when curfew or state of emergencies are declared, people tend to buy pasta and instant food items from the market. But they are not an ideal meal due to its high calories and low nutritional value. They recommended people should consume high fiber and high protein food and vegetables and fruits, stressing that a healthy and balanced diet will not be enough. This program should be supported with exercise, researchers said. Back to the world news headlines. Taiwan leader says we will not bow to Beijing pressure. The WHO touches on health issues at takeaway services. Health experts say lack of physical activity and poor eating habits pose risks to human health due to the pandemic. That ends World News.
And now in development news.
A latest World Bank report indicated that Sri Lanka's economy is projected to grow by 3.3% in 2021. It said the medium-term outlook is clouded by pre-existing macroeconomic weaknesses and the economic scarring from the COVID-19 pandemic. The World Bank said a gradual recovery will likely lead to corresponding improvements in the labour market conditions. Most countries in South Asia are far from pre-pandemic trend levels. That was development news.
Sports news.
For the first time in an ICC men's T20 tournament, the decision review systems DRS will be used. The governing body has announced that the system will be available at the T20 World Cup starting later this month. As per the playing conditions released by the ICC this week for the forthcoming T20 World Cup, each team will get a maximum of 2 reviews per innings. The number of unsuccessful appeals per innings for each team has now increased to 2 for the white ball formats and 3 for tests. The ICC has also decided to increase the minimum number of overs for delayed and rain-interrupted matches. During the group stages of the T20 World Cup, each team will need a bat for a minimum of 5 overs for the result to be decided by the DLS method. That's the norm for any T20 currently. But for the semi-finals and the final, each team will need to bat for a minimum of 10 overs to effect a result, as was the norm in the Women's T20 World Cup last year. However, it became a major talking point after the first semi-final between England and India was washed out in Sydney and the absence of a reserve day saw England eliminated. That came to you in sports news.
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners. From October 1st, 2021 to September 30th, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency through NSB U Trust for 6 months consecutively. Send more money and increase the chances of winning.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Glan International, a truly Sri Lankan company, introduced a wide range of products under the brand name EcoLife. Company spokesman, chemical engineer Upul Herat said all the products are eco-friendly, biodegradable. All products are manufactured without hazard chemicals. Under the brand name EcoLife, high-quality washing liquids, hand wash, sanitizers, disinfectants and some such other products are available in the market today. For further details and home delivery inquiries, customers can contact hotline 071 106 0621. That number once again, 071 106 0621. That came to you in Business News.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners.
Economic news, courtesy of
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
The Hambantota International Port will partner Interreg Lanka Private Limited to establish a state-of-the-art petroleum testing laboratory. The facility, Intertech, will provide innovative and bespoke assurance testing, inspection and certification services. Johnson Liu, CEO of HIPG, says that it has the great potential in energy services due to its location in the Indian Ocean rim, where 50% of the world's maritime oil is traded. He added, the lab will help to ensure that products meet quality, health, environmental safety and social accountability standards for virtually any market around the world. That ends Economic News.
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Weather report.
The Department of Meteorology says that showers or thunder showers will occur at times in the western, Sabaragamuwa, central, northwestern, northern and north-central provinces and in the Galle and Mathura districts. Fairly heavy showers above 75 millimeters can be expected at some places in the western, Sabaragamuwa, central and northwestern provinces and in the Galle and Mathura districts. Wind speed can increase up to 50 kilometers per hour at times in the western slopes of the Central Hills, northern and north-central provinces and in the Trincomalee and Hambantota districts. That was the weather report. And now to conclude this news broadcast, the main points once again. The President assured to introduce a new constitution and a new electoral system as promised to the people. The Prime Minister is to meet teachers and discuss salary anomalies. Sri Lanka Tourism has taken several strategic measures to promote tourism. A special function will be held to mark the International Coastal Cleanup Week at Temple Trees tomorrow. The State Minister Channa Jayasumana says people seem to be taking things for granted and enjoying amid the pandemic. And on international news, the Taiwan leader says that they will not bow to Beijing pressure. That ends this news broadcast.